today is our wonderful, spectacular Battle of the Atom mini-sode.
Mini review by review.
Talking about show.
Talking heads show about books and stuff.
So, it's going to be spoilers in this
Watch out!
little show.
Yeah.
But I mean, it ended like 3 weeks ago. So
you should have read it by now.
You should have read it.
If you don't want to read it, listen to this. Then you won't have to read it.
Exactly.
Yeah. 10-parters. Kind of,
It was...
kind of a biggie.
It was a little long.
Yeah. I did like the book ending idea. Like, an actual one-shot to start it, threading through the books, and then a bookend piece to end it, which was kind of nice. Because at least it's not adding additional titles if you already get the X-Men stuff.
That is true. Yeah. But if you don't buy those other books...
You're screwed.
You're kind of...
Yeah.
You could always buy the trade or the hardcover.
Yeah. I don't regularly buy X-Men.
Yeah. Neither do I.
So I kind of had to acquire those pieces outside of my normal allotment of books.
Yeah, that's the only problem with these types of crossovers.
Yeah.
Sometimes
if they're not in what you normally get, you sometimes have a problem. But I like weaving it through a family of titles.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of prefer that to the, hey, we're going to do a Battle of the Atom, so all those books you normally get are going to have kind of ancillary, minor story points in them, and then you also have to buy this. So overall, I think it was a good series.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it quite a bit. The ending, I don't know. The ending wasn't the best.
It seems like the entire 10
right.
issues was dedicated just to getting the original 5 over to Cyclops' side.
Yeah.
That was the entire... That could have been done...
Well, no. See, originally, that was the end result. The whole series, up until that, was like, we have to send them back. No, we don't. Let's stay. No, let's send them back. No, let's keep them. Let them do whatever they want. No, let's send them back. Like, just over and
I think that debate is clearly a one-sided debate. They don't belong here.
I know.
You are clearly doing more damage by having them here. And, like, this whatever MacGuffin is keeping them in the heroic age, like... What's keeping them there? Like, they've tried to send them back.
Time's broken, remember? This all ties back into his Age of Ultron.
But if they had mentioned that, if they had used that as the actual plot device, whereas it's just explained away as, we don't know what's keeping them here.
Yeah, I know.
So
we as readers are supposed to tie that together, but...
Yeah, but Bendis usually is the big stick type of guy, where he's going to hit you over the head with it, especially since he's the one that broke it to begin with.
Exactly.
But I liked it. I liked seeing that the character designs of the future Brotherhood and the future X-Men were probably my favorite part of the entire series.
I know, they were pretty cool. I liked old Wizard Iceman and
really
Ice
cool.
Hulk.
I loved those three's interactions.
Yeah, they were
Actually, I
cool.
guess 4. Like, original X-Men Iceman, modern Iceman, Hulk Iceman, and Wizard Iceman.
Yeah.
They were really cool.
It's pretty cool. I think of all the characters, Bendis has got a really good handle on Iceman.
Yeah. Because he has that kind of Ultimate Universe Peter Parker-ness to him, which I like, which Bendis writes really well, and he was definitely my highlight. I enjoyed the kind of young, impulsive Jean Grey.
Yeah, I like Jean.
that.
I think she makes a good fit for the current universe.
Yeah. I'm not liking, like, I read the All New X-Men after the fact.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not liking how she's kind of bouncing between dudes on the team.
I know, like Hank's in love with her, Scott's in love with her, old Scott doesn't know what the hell to do.
And then you had Angel and her having that moment. Like,
yeah.
Come on, don't have her, like, bouncing between dudes, like...
Yeah.
This is a bit ridiculous. So that's been one of my little issues. And the whole Hank being in love with her, and like, we can do without this little dynamic, I think.
It wasn't bad, but it came like out of the blue, basically.
Yeah, and then kind of just dropped.
Yeah.
They did one thing with it, and then done.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see Molly Hayes again.
Yeah.
I love anytime we get a little Runaways stuff, I kind of like, and it was cool to see her in there.
Yeah.
Beast was, again, I said before in this show.
I like Future Beast.
Future Beast is awesome.
Future Beast was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's more back to his original type look.
Yeah.
How that happened, I have no idea.
Kind of like the off-balance design with the one horn and everything. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Those guys being the Future Brotherhood.
Quentin Quire is pretty cool.
The future X-Men designs I love.
Yeah, and Colossus has magic sword.
Yeah,
that was so awesome.
Great, and the friggin' metal mustache.
Yeah,
which was great. I loved Wiccan being the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. That was a cool design. What was it, Sentinel X being Jubilee's little kid, and Jubilee having like Wolverine energy claws.
Yeah,
was really badass.
Pretty neat.
I loved the future X-Men design. The psychic battle between Jean and future Jean and past Jean was kind of cool.
Yeah.
The biggest issue I had with the whole series was the up and down art on it.
Actually, I didn't have any problems with the art.
It wasn't consistent. It just there was.
I didn't mind.
Like the psychic battle between the two Jeans, as cool as it was, it looked awful. It looked very rushed and unfinished. The bookended issues looked fantastic, but the issues in between, outside the Pacello issues, looked sometimes a little uneven, I thought. There was some parts where it just looked, especially some of the double splash pages.
Well, what's his name? Immerman drew some.
Yeah, his stuff always looks good across the board, but there was just some of the...
I don't know. I liked all the parts. I didn't mind the art on any of it, really.
Okay. I just felt they didn't pop as they should have for such a big X-Men crossover. Yeah. The two bookend issues looked fantastic, especially the Battle of the Atom Part 10, the book 2 of the Bookenders, where it was done by the guy that's been doing Thor lately.
Oh, yeah.
That looked friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
And I do like the little plot thread now that S.H.I.E.L.D. has Sentinels.
I don't know. There's too many Sentinels nowadays.
Well, too many. They went around, like, the Hellfire Club was selling them off to people, and the X-Men kind of obliterated most of them. So having kind of S.H.I.E.L.D. with them is, I think, kind of cool because of what's been going on with Cyclops. You can kind of understand why.
I mean, there's going to be a big story now with that where at some point the X-Men are going to take on S.H.I.E.L.D. You just know that's going to happen.
Which I think could be cool, especially like with Cyclops being such a rogue mutant faction now.
Yeah.
That, you know, you can kind of see S.H.I.E.L.D.'s justification having some Sentinels on standby. S.H.I.E.L.D. hasn't always shown the best judgment in using its weapons and stuff, but you can kind of see their point in having them.
What do you think about Professor Kitty jumping sides?
I don't know. Her justification about it, how nobody at the school was kind of on her side, letting the original X-Men decide, is kind of a weak, flimsy excuse for wanting her to leave. Especially joining up with who she does join up with, like joining Cyclops' crew. Yeah. Like, you know, Cyclops hasn't exactly made the best decisions of late. And, you know, outside of her friend, like, outside of Ileana being on the team, she doesn't really have that many people she gets along with on Cyclops' team. Yeah, she's always been antagonistic with Emma. Friggin' Magneto's on the team, so, you know, not exactly the best of friends there. I love his costume. I hate sleeveless. I think sleeveless tank top Magneto. The dude is 65 or whatever.
No, he's been de-aged, remember?
Whatever.
Remember that? From whenever
but
it was.
If you would have put, and there's been a couple of issues, I think, in Uncanny X-Men, where I think the artist or the colorist kind of just goofed and gave him white sleeves, and the costume looks so much better. It looks so much better.
Or he just has different shirts.
In the next scene, he had sleeveless, so we didn't tear them off.
You don't know that.
I'm fairly certain I can make that assumption. But yeah, I love Magneto, and this new costume is cool. Just give him some sleeves. But yeah, having Kitty jump ship,
I think it'll be good. Train the new students. Yeah. How do you think Wolverine turning into a bad guy will affect his school?
Yeah, that's weird because he's so like hopeful
pretty
guy
good
now.
Yeah, he's like the good guy.
Yeah, and him trumping Xavier's dream and everything, and it's probably going to be just his healing factor is going to kind of affect his psyche a little bit. So I think that's maybe sending him over the deep end a tad, back to his kind of X-Force-esque mentality.
Because he went all feral, remember, early 2000s or whatever, when he lost all the adamantium, and then he reverted to that little, like, Wolverine-ish looking Wolverine. Remember that? And he had, like, the rag tied around his head instead of his normal mask. So, I mean, he didn't really go too crazy there. Yeah. He reverted more to a feral state, but managed to somehow still keep it in check, right? So just losing your healing factor, I can't really see that doing too much. much.
Maybe some outside influence again, like when he murdered all those S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be kind of neat and nice to differentiate the books now. Like, that's again kind of my worry with so many X titles out there that there's gonna be just too much overlap. I think now having Kitty off with the original 5 and All New X-Men differentiates All New X-Men more so from Wolverine and the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
But adding Amazing X-Men into there, I would like that to be a little bit more different than Wolverine and the X-Men. I know it's only one issue in, but like I said in my review, it felt like an issue of Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
So maybe taking Kitty out of the school, it's still going to be a different feel than the Uncanny X-Men, even though they're in the same base location and everything, but with that team and Kitty running it, and I like them calling her Professor K.
Yeah, I know, that's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
I really like that.
The backlash against their new costumes was a little odd.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with them.
Yeah,
They look
they're
fine.
just updated modern designs of their original color schemes.
Yeah.
Like, Jean's in green, Cyclops is in like a light blue, so it's kind of like his old X-Force.
Well, Beast never really had a color scheme.
Beast is the odd one.
So they had to choose something, which is fine. It
They
looks
should have
fine.
just went with yellow for Beast instead of the orange. Because the blue and yellow, that was the original color scheme.
Yeah.
Like, Angel has his red and white. Like, they've kind of got modern versions of their 2 most famous color schemes. Their original X-Men costumes, and then their kind of sleeker, more updated looks. So
I don't mind them.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I'm not sure Beast with goggles works for me.
Yeah, still. I'm sure he'll take them off at some point.
Yeah.
Whatever. And maybe there's some kind of, like, tech in them.
Yeah, I'm
or
assuming there'll be
whatever.
some tech, because it's Beast.
Yeah.
But, yeah, overall, I think Battle of the Atom was a good series.
It worked, but I expected more of a payoff.
Yeah,
After the 10 issues, and that's all that happened, I'm just like, well, pretty much that's all?
Yeah.
That's
It
it?
felt there was a huge build-up, and it kind of got progressively a downturn as it went on, instead of gearing up. The character designs on the future versions were great, some of the battles and the fights were great, the dialogue was really solid, but as far as a payoff to 10 issues, you move the team to bases, and S.H.I.E.L.D. has Sentinels. That's all the long-lasting effects of this.
What do you think about the one character staying behind?
Storm's daughter?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I
The
like it. She was
fact
kind
she's
of
a
neat.
giant panther.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I forgot they hadn't cured Wolverine Jubilee's vampirism yet, so kind of having her little bit of interaction with grown-up Shogo was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I like, what's her name? Kamiko?
Yeah, I
Chimera?
think so, yeah. Chimera.
Chimera,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
So clearly Black Panther is Storm's daughter.
Well, not necessarily. Maybe.
She has a giant panther.
That doesn't mean anything. Maybe it's just a psychic projection. You don't know. They haven't explained
walking
it.
around the school.
Yeah, they haven't explained it yet.
I think it's... Yeah. So I wonder if she'll show up in Wolverine and the X-Men, or Amazing.
Plus, T'Challa does not have domain over every panther in the world.
Most of them. I liked Wolverine and Mystique's weird kid.
What was his name?
Raz. Shape-shifting abilities and
that's
claws.
Right.
Red
Yeah.
hair.
He was okay.
Not really exploring all that much, but
Yeah.
he was kind of a neat little toss-away character.
Yeah. So,
Overall,
all in all, yeah. I give it 4 out of 5, I think.
Yeah. For me, like I said, the inconsistent art kind of hurt me a little on it, and the payoff wasn't really spectacular for this big, epic, line-wide X-Men
that's
book.
pretty much my only fault. with it.
I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5.
Alright. That's
So,
fine.
good book. Good series. I think I'd probably pick it up in a trade format.
Yeah.
Just, it would be a nice little
I
collection.
know,
to
it would
have.
be a nice collection.
Yeah.
to have, so. Cool.
All right, well there it is. We got our last issue of Infinity dropping today, so I'm sure we'll knock out an
That's
Infinity review.
a big crossover.
That's a big crossover.
It's got a lot of parts.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm sure we'll just focus on the 6 mains for that.
Actually, they were all mains. They all tied in. That's why they have that scheme,
True.
right?
Yeah. The
Each
little map
one
in
just
the back.
went into
Yeah.
each part, so it's like 20 parts or more. So.
At least with that, nothing felt out of place.
Exactly, because Hickman wrote every book.
Yeah,
Like, every book.
which was nice.
Yeah, exactly. So, alright, so Infinity crossover talk
Coming up.
later. Yes.
Yes.
So Battle of the Atom, good stuff.
Yes, I'd suggest waiting for it in a trade format. It might work better as a long form read.
I think so too.
Yeah.